Hey everyone, Amy of Dragon's Bit Apothecary. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Isn't that nice to finally be at this point? But I have to say, May just flew by. That was just crazy. So we're going to do our oil oracle card reading today. And I do them every Friday, as you guys know. I hope you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of them, because we also do them on the full moons of every month. So today, this is a regular Friday card reading. There's 3 cards, what we need this weekend, what we need next week, and then one from the universe. And I'm going to use the Oracle of the Fairies card again. If you watched last week's, you know what these cards are. Special oracle cards, and I've aligned them to essential oil recommendations that you can use to benefit from the message that we're going to hear on each of them. If you have questions about these cards or the recommendations, reach out to me. I recommend the doTERRA products and essential oils. They're absolutely wonderful. They're very economical, and it's the only thing I use in my home. So I've just really loved them. So if you don't know how to get them or have questions about them, just reach out. I'll give you a hand. You can leave comments here, or you can go out to my website, dragonsbitapothecary.com, and you can either book a quick chat with me or you can ask questions on the website. Any of that's fine. Okay, so the first card we're going to pull is what we need this weekend. And as you guys know, I've already pulled them, so I got a little sneak peek. And because these are new cards, I don't know the messages as well on them yet, but just by looking at them, I'm super tickled about it. So I think this is a really good one for this weekend. So what we need this weekend is a little inspiration. Maybe that 3-day weekend will help us all get it right. So this card talks about being prepared. As soon you'll receive a visit from inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, you can call at any time. So kind of being ready for opportunity knocking at your door kind of business. So let's talk a little bit about what this card means. It's kind of the idea card, the creativity card, the innovation card, right? So good things come when we plant the seeds for that to happen. It's not just by luck or happenstance. A lot of times in life, you have to plant the seeds for this stuff to happen. And so this card is telling us this is a good time to plant these seeds. Okay? Don't ignore our ideas as impossible or limiting them by, oh, I can't do that. Now is the time to really open that door and explore what ideas we have and plant the seeds and research which ones can really lead us to great things that align with our hopes and dreams. So it is also talking about that an idea, or, we kind of have to trust where it leads, right? So plan it and see what happens. My grandfather was a farmer, and he was a very old school farmer. So he's like, every year during planting season, he's like, hey, I threw it out in the field. We're going to see what grows. It's up to God and nature now. And that's kind of what we need to have happen now. Throw our ideas out there, see what happens. Because I think you could be really surprised. And enjoy the fun and creative process through this, right? And don't just feel like it's another chore, or, oh my gosh, I got to sit down and brainstorm about all this stuff. Enjoy the creative process. That's what it's encouraging you to do, because when we feel creative and playful and spontaneous, some of our best ideas come up out of that experience. And allow this time to allow the emerging to summer, which we are naturally freer, to flow with us, and when we start creating ideas, right, and seeing which ones will grow. And let go of the things that, again, limit us in those beliefs. So anyway, the oils I put to this one, love it, love it, love it. Roman chamomile, of course. That's a very dreamy oil. Helps us relax, helps us feel a little more confident in what we're doing. Rosemary, that's another great creative oil. Helps us kind of tune into our own heart and allow openness to flow. Rosemary is really good at that. Citrus Bliss. So this is a doTERRA blend one. I absolutely love it. kind of soft and yummy, and it's got more of that playfulness to it that allows kind of this free-spirited thought process to take over. And then the big one for this one is blue tansy. So blue tansy is a really, what's that, literally a blue oil, but when you go through the process of putting it on your big toe every day, it actually does support creativity, inspiration, letting go of those limiting beliefs. It's kind of an all-encompassing oil for what this card is representing. Okay, so that's the oils for this one. And get inspired this weekend. Okay, have a little fun. Okay, next week. Remember I told you this deck has some dark cards, and not necessarily dark meaning, but just dark nighttime oriented messaging, right? That's what our next card is. But it's about friendship. So it's kind of interesting to me that this would be a darker colored card, because you think of friendship as more light and connecting and loving and this sort of thing, but this one's actually a dark shaded card. So there's something inward is kind of the message here. So this one is talking about seeking out people who support and encourage us and help us fulfill our dreams. Okay, so we just talked about being inspired and planting new seeds and ideas. Now this is talking to us about getting the right people in place to support and motivate those ideas into reality. So this is seeking out people we trust, obviously, not falling victim to, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then they take your idea and run with it. I've certainly had that happen. It's not real fun, and you end up holding the bag kind of situation. So you want to make sure this is someone you trust. You might even need legal protection in those kind of agreements, but you know, depending on what your idea is, right? But gathering out old and new friends and finding that support system, but allowing it to be the friends who support you and know you inside. And that's where the dark coloring of this comes in. It's talking to the things that we don't necessarily say or bring to the surface, but they're deep in us, and they're things we need through our connection with other people. Okay, so this is allowing us to support each other's wisdom, helping each other grow, and letting some of the like-minded, like-hearted people come closer to us right now. Okay, feeling that trusted circle, sacred circle kind of business, which can be really encouraging and helpful in a lot of points in our lives. But again, you want to make sure you deeply know who you're getting in that circle with, because you can really get into some challenging situations that can hurt. Now, if the other side that this card could apply to you on is if you've neglected friendships recently. Maybe you've been drawn inward. Maybe you've been dealing with some things on your own. This is telling us it's time to outreach. Okay, it's time to reconnect. And one of the ways I like to do this is to close my eyes and think of the first person who comes to my mind, and that's who I need to outreach to. Because trust your gut on this stuff, and treasure those relationships that you have. And it could also speak to the time that it's time to make new friends. Okay, that happens, and I know as an adult it can be harder to make the friendships and connections, but sometimes that's necessary too. So that's what this card is talking about: is go out, make those connections. Okay, so the oils I've aligned to this one are vetiver and cedarwood, and both of these are very grounding oils, very connecting and very soulful. And I think that's real important when you're talking about inner circle, sacred circle connections with other people, trust with other people, because there's a lot of hurt in that when you think of those things. So it's very important that we take a moment before we just start outreaching to everyone, or connecting with maybe people that aren't so healthy with us, to really assess our needs, our purpose of that relationship, and if that relationship is serving us in the best interest. Okay, so that's for next week, friendship. Okay, all right, the universe message, and it doesn't matter what deck of cards I use; these all come back perfectly aligned and beautiful. So it's really wonderful. So the message from the universe is abundance. And this says, prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release mental blocks you may have found, and know that there is enough for everyone. So a little bit about this card is that, again, when you're thinking about ideas or feeling worthy of the ideas you're coming up with, or feeling like you can't do something, or feeling like you're not worth someone's attention, you know, this may wear on you, and you may start to feel that little scarcity type thinking. And this is reminding us that we are all worthy, beautiful, and graceful, and that the key to abundance is feeling in alignment with our emotional and physical selves. Okay, and you know, the unworthiness doesn't have room to grow when you're in alignment with those things. So talking through our feelings, again, that trusted friend comes into play here, sacred circle comes into play, but leveraging that to build this abundance thought process, right? And allowing abundance to bless us. So, you know, letting go of the past hurts is another way to think of this one. Because a lot of scarcity comes from history, because we've been burned or shortchanged or hurt. And, you know, it's hard to see things that you've been hurt by before as opportunity now. Okay, but that's exactly what we're called to do right now, is look for those fresh opportunities, plant seeds, establish our sacred circles of trust, and get the support we need to move forward on our journey. So the oils I put with this one of abundance are copaiba, which is really good for anxiety and healing; cassia, which is really good for using your inner wisdom to know what is right for you; wild orange, which is the oil of abundance and associated with the god Ganesh; and hope, which is a doTERRA blend and is exactly that. It's a very healing and soothing oil that gives you hope. And I think you definitely need hope when you're overcoming that scarcity thinking, right? You have to be more optimistic. So, message from the universe is abundance. Okay, I hope you all have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you are able to do something fun and release the limiting beliefs that are in your way. Find new ways that are helpful and, you know, encouraging to you in living more naturally. And certainly I'm here to help if you have questions about that. Again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on the website where the blog is. And of course, we're all over social media. So any way that we can provide you with resources to live more naturally, we are happy to do it. So again, happy Memorial Day, and I'll see you next Friday.